as we multi-stream out on LinkedIn and Facebook and Twitch and Twitter and YouTube for sure, and every place else this goes. This is, of course,
Twitch.
the worst
I did it on
day
Twitch.
of
I'm
the week.
sorry.
You did Twitch?
I
I'm
did.
He
I'm
does
a
Twitch.
risk
I don't know
taker.
why.
I'm a
Oh,
risk
man.
taker.
I guess so. That means I'm going to have people making
He
fun
likes
of my
having
hand.
11-year-old boys talk to him like he's an idiot, and so he
All right.
posts on Twitch for some reason.
I'm
But
ready.
anyway, it's
I'm
Wednesday.
ready for Twitch
It
now.
is
Thank
actually
you.
Wednesday, the 13th of July, which means that it's the worst day of the week.
It's the best day of the week.
Hello, Cassandra.
So, if you've never seen this before, you're seeing it sometime in the future, most likely. We don't have a large live audience, but things get viewed on all the platforms over time. How Website Wednesday works is one of these esteemed guests is going to throw either a search term or a URL at me. I'm going to share my screen. I'm going to load it up. I'm going to use a little free plugin I have in Chrome that lets me change the text on the version of the website that's on my computer. Nothing changes on the real world. And we're going to talk about what this website's copywriters, if they even had a copywriter, did right, did wrong, how to improve. And in a lot of cases, I actually give them new headlines and like new front page copy, although maybe they'll see it, maybe they won't. If they ever see this, you should absolutely grab it because I charge a lot of money to do that for clients. But once a week, somebody gets it for free, and it's random. I don't get to choose. So are we doing a search term, or let me put up a browser?
I mean, part of me wanted to
decide among yourselves what we're going to do today while I bring up a browser window.
Yeah, part of me wanted to do Neil Schaefer's website only because we did Neil's social yesterday. I tagged him and we were conversing back and forth on Facebook Messenger, and he was laughing, saying, "My website," he said, "my LinkedIn profile is not a good example of how to write a profile."
Well, it's all right.
I mean, and it was great though, but he's very open to feedback, by the way. So I thought that's great for somebody who's a luminary in social media and appears at conferences all over the world and teaches at Rutgers and other places. I thought he's very open, and I was really surprised about that. So I don't know.
Do you want to look at Neil's?
I would like to look at.
We don't normally.
I know we normally don't do that.
Ever have we gone after someone that we knew?
Well, yeah, that was Vicky in
after his bad phrasing. Yeah, but we did help her a good bit. I think.
Yeah, we did. She was very appreciative.
We wrote some of her stuff. Can you see this Google screen? And if so, where am I going?
You're going to, let's go to neilschaefer.com. Neal.
How do you spell Neil?
Neal. Neil, SCH.
One at a time.
Sorry. N as in Nancy. E as in Edward. I as in igloo. L as in lover. S as in Sam. C as in Christopher. H as in Harvard. A as in apple. E as in excellent. F as in Frank. F as in fun. E as in
it's Neil, Neil, and Schaefer, Schaffer.
A-L.
Yes.
A-L. Yes, Schaefer.
Yes.
You said
fear to have when you're having more than one. And
that's why I thought he was Irish, because it was Neil
with an A, N-E-A-L.
It's N-E-A-L, I believe.
N-E-A-L.
Oh, wait, there's 2 L's in there.
No
This
L.
is your guy?
There he is. I love this top thing in terms of a face, at least. So.
Yeah.
Okay, so first of all, the eyebrow, whenever you see like a headline, there's a little tiny piece of thing over it's called an eyebrow. It comes from direct marketing, like regular mail used to get. Junk mail used to get from the post office, right? You don't get much anymore. This is called an eyebrow. Get rid of this stupid thing. We'll get rid of the pop-up. He's wasted this space.
Aha.
I mean, it's the 21st century. You don't have to. Nothing about landing on any homepage deserves an exclamation mark. Well, it's not Yahoo. So this needs to be written right away. Let's see if I can do a little thing here. I don't know what we would change it to yet, but. So let's talk about what he's done here. Okay.
Okay.
So there are various types, and again, first of all, we should put in the caveat. Many individuals and businesses, especially small businesses, do literally no business via their website.
Mm-hmm.
So for many of them, it doesn't make sense to put a lot of time and effort into your website beyond the fact that it is a public representation of you or your company. And so doing a bad job is not going to reflect well on you. But doing a fantastic job wouldn't necessarily drive up your revenue or whatever, right? Now,
Mhm.
this is what's known as an authority site, right? There's a person, and this person knows a lot about something. And so the whole website is about this person and what they know. And you hire that person for their expertise, an individual even, for their
Yeah.
expertise in something, as opposed to, like, it's obviously not an e-commerce site. It's not a law firm. It's not a marketing agency. It's Neil.
Right.
And so while normally I wouldn't recommend that someone have something about just themselves, this is not a bad idea, or at least put it this way. I'm trying to remember. I don't think I have the page up anymore. So I have an authority site as well, right?
Mhm.
And my headline, my older headline, used to be kind of similar to in tone to what Neil does,
Mhm.
Okay.
except mine was, I think it said, "Hi, I'm Dean Way. I'm the best known unknown writer around," because my stuff's been seen by tens of millions of people, and yet my name is on none of it,
Mm.
right? So it's a little kind of like a twist, a little kind of a little joke, and then from then on, it went through the rest of my authority site. Neil starts off kind of great, pretty straightforward. My name is Neil Schaefer. First of all, he could have just said, "I'm Neil Schaefer." You don't need.
You don't need the and.
And the other thing is, like, this gets to be a long sentence
Yeah, I
fast.
can see that. Yeah.
This has 3 commas, so 4 clauses,
Mm.
20 words, and approximately, I'd say, like 30 something syllables.
It claws at your as your eye.
That's a really long headline.
Yeah, yeah.
On the other hand, this, which is
Shorter.
a little harder to read, is
Yeah.
excellent. Like this little
Oh,
part
interesting.
here,
Yeah, I can't read it.
enjoy the Hunt of Free. That's excellent. I really love that.
Interesting.
It's something you see a little differently. Basically, he invites you into his home, his like website home,
Yeah.
and says, enjoy yourself. There's so much stuff in here. You're gonna love it. Go for it.
He's very friendly. And by the way, he also allows people to do guest blogging, which is very unusual for somebody with
Yeah.
this reputation.
I got that request today. Someone didn't turn on Do Not Disturb. Okay, so I wouldn't, again, like I don't know much about Neil, so it's hard on an authority site. It's hard to know exactly what to replace this headline with, other than I'm Neil Schaefer. I would have put a period after that, and I would have put in I'm Neil Schaefer, not. But so, can you guys tell me? You've done enough of these sessions with me. Can you guys tell me whether this is informational, or inspirational, or transformational?
This is definitely informational. I mean,
This is
data driven
informational. This is
stuff. Yeah.
right.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right. The tagline of informational is, "This is who I am and what I do."
Mhm.
And granted, it's an authority site, so he's trying to like establish himself quickly. But the problem is, he doesn't put anything into the customer's context. And for
Mm.
a little extra work, he could have thought about it. Now, I don't know who hires him. I don't know what industries he sells to.
He just
But
has there's a wide variety. He cut his teeth, I think, in Japan with a technology firm. So it's very interesting that he had all of this experience, and he is actually trilingual. He's a polyglot, so he speaks Mandarin and Japanese and English.
right,
So
as a prospect, why do I care?
he is a fractional CMO. So he goes
Sure.
and large companies will hire him.
Yeah, I dislike almost everything about this headline.
Okay.
Like, he doesn't even say he delivers results. He sparks growth. Like, a spark can burn out very quickly.
True.
Right.
Or it could be a conflagration that consumes the
It could be a
sequoia.
conflagration, right? Catches on, gets traction, goes. I would not have used uniquely innovative. It's bad phrasing.
Yeah, innovative is unique.
Data driven.
Right.
Yeah, it's also internal repetition, which is I'm a big, I keep railing against internal repetition, right?
Mm-hmm.
It's like the
These
Department of
they're not
Housing.
exactly the same word, but they're close. It's not like he said currently live, which literally means the same thing twice.
Mm-hmm.
But they're so adjacent that you would only use words like this together if you would only break the rule once you understood the rule and you were breaking it for a specific purpose. So I
Got it.
really don't know what to put in for him here, and I usually
Well,
know
I mean,
that I'm not quite sure what.
he's a great educator and speaker. And I mean, the question is the results that he drives, like his book is called The Age of Influence. So he's very big at teaching people how to be influential on social media. That's one of the big things.
Mm-hmm.
So maybe something along those lines, do you want to extend your, I can help you extend your reach so you make more sales, get more leads. It could be that type of thing, because he does work for large companies and they're definitely interested in leads and sales. There's no doubt about that. And if you're a university, he'd love to be hired so he can teach the business people.
Nice.
Oh yeah, business famous. Yeah,
I like it.
business famous is a hyphenated word. That's cool. And have fun doing it. Yeah, I think that's a lot of it, because he is a
Is
really
that his
fun.
personality? Sort of an
His
upbeat. He's not like
personality.
a browbeat you kind of guy like I am sometimes.
No, he's
No.
he's like a cool, friendly, happy, nerdy guy. That's the best way to describe
Then
him.
there you go. That's what I would change his headline to.
Yeah. That's great.
Kind of like
While
me.
we're at it, can you guys?
Kinda
Is
like
it getting
John.
bigger on your screen?
I guess kind of
Kind of. Yeah, I would say so.
a little bit.
Business.
So I'd take advantage of the eyebrow.
Mhm.
I just tried to blow the screen up. Do you see it blown up now?
Yeah, I can see it much better.
The eyebrow's small, so I wanted to like zoom in on it a bit.
Yeah. I am Neil Schaefer, and you're not.
I was just thinking that a minute ago.
It's a little SNL for you.
I'm right at SNL. I'm Neil Schaefer. You're not. But I bet you wish you were.
Yeah, I was misspelling Neil's name with an extra E in there. My apologies, Neil, because I know you're going to see this at some point.
I like Neil's two choices too, because I think a lot of people do that completely wrong. So you can see that he obviously wants you to play his video and then work with me as a second choice.
Yeah.
So now that I've got the headline, I can go back and I can do the eyebrow. And the eyebrow is basically a teaser. It's almost like a cold open. If you ever watch like Saturday Night Live, they like just jump in, they do something funny, and then they switch to the credits, and then you get to the host, right? So now that I know the host that's going to be on stage at Saturday Night Live, I can put in an eyebrow that is a teaser, but you don't quite understand why it's being said until you read the headline.
Mm-hmm.
And it's not a welcome to my homepage kind of thing.
How large should
There's
the font
no
be?
exclamation mark.
Yeah, well, how large should a font be in a teaser?
Oh, it's fine. I don't have a problem with what he's done here.
All right.
Yeah.
Okay.
I mean, it looks smaller to you anyway because I'm sharing the screen. But if this was on your phone or whatever, it'd be fine.
You'd read it.
Cool.
And then, like I said, I didn't think. Let's see, hundreds of.
Yeah. I love this. This is really the whole thing. Let's grow your audience, make your business famous, and have fun doing it. I mean, that pretty much is, Neil.
That describes them to a T.
Yeah. But it's
other than taking out the word do, I think this subhead is fine. I mean, I really like it. I thought they did a good job with this. I don't know who wrote it, but they did a pretty good job with it.
Okay, cool.
So let's see. I'll keep it blown up like this.
So this is his
book.
Yeah.
Or his latest book.
The latest one. Yeah.
This is fine.
Mm-hmm.
He's clearly had a company do the design work for this, and probably the copywriting as well, or at least some of the copywriting. So it's not bad. See, I would have redone that. I would have not said by collaborating. Just go right into the active.
Got it.
You literally didn't. That sentence still makes sense, even if all I did is take out the word by. And
Yeah.
now, but it's tighter now.
Yep.
Mhm.
Dean likes his tight copy.
I would take
Yeah.
out can again. Don't like passive voice. Not in a tiny little blurb like this. Don't want passive voice. Just using up extra words, and you're burning through audience attention for no reason.
Yeah.
Okay, that one is now improved. I'm done with that one. I feel like, what's his name? Joe Pesci in My Cousin Vinny. He's going through all, he's debunking all the witnesses. I'm done with this guy. And I'm done with this guy.
These youths. These youths.
These youths. These
Youths.
what? These
These two
youths.
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 All right. Booster marketing ROI. I get that he wants to, like, it's like data. He's trying to use it as a like a validation, as a what's the word I'm looking for? Social proof.
Yeah.
But no, no. Here's the thing: you wrote a whole book on it. If
Yeah.
you wrote a whole book on it, presumably your stuff's based on the data. If you have to sell them on like studies have proven, then you've already lost your point. At this point, you've written it. You're in the you're past selling from your heels. You're past neutral. I see all points of view, and they're all valid. You're into that little tiny sweet spot of assertive. You're not at aggressive. You don't want to go to aggressive, but we're at assertive. So if it's true, don't say this is true, and but I've got all this data behind me. It's like, if it's true, just stand on it and say it. If it's an authority site. They're here because they're already predisposed to believe what Neil Schaefer says. So Neil
Oh, yeah.
Schaefer shouldn't be qualifying his statements with like data show. He doesn't need it. It actually takes away from his position of authority in it.
I
Mhm.
wonder if that's the nature of having worked for technology companies for so long.
Oh yeah, yeah, absolutely.
Mhm.
Or also in a corporate culture, right? You try to soften everything you say in case like a lawyer ever shows up. But it's a book. He's not going to get sued because he
No.
didn't say in his sentence data shows that, and
No.
just says, whatever.
Yeah.
Social media is about word of mouth. If you don't have that, no, see, that's too long.
Mm. So in general, most sentences you try to get them into eliminate clauses. Would that be a general tendency? Or
The whole point of it is that nobody owes you any attention at all, and there are a billion alternatives they can bounce out to you right now. So they should be sliding through it. Everything you want to say, you're putting into their head, but they should be sliding through it so fast that if they do actually realize what happens, it's too late. And the realization would be, I didn't actually intend to sit and read all that.
So this is like the glide path into the landing on the runway.
Yeah.
Yep.
Okay.
It should be like a hot knife going through butter. Instead, everyone thinks of it as sawing through bread.
That's a great analogy.
You're very conscious of what your hand is feeling and your eye is doing when you're slicing through bread. You do not have any time to be aware of how easy your hand's moving with a hot knife through butter.
Mm.
It's over before you realize it's over.
Good point.
All right, so social media is about word of mouth. Actually, you know what? He doesn't. I already shortened his initial clause, but he doesn't actually need it at all. It just says you need to collaborate with social media users. I mean, that's the point of his book. So why is he putting in all this passive voice and backing off from it?
That's hard for me because I've often written in passive voice, and I think you and several other copywriters have really trained me to use active verbs as much as
Me
possible.
too. Yeah.
Right. It just comes down to this, right? Learn the rule, live the rule,
Mhm.
and then eventually, when you know what you're doing, you can break the rule.
Right.
You're saying once you know what you're
Don't
doing,
jump right over to breaking the rule. You don't know what you're doing, and it comes apart.
I thought it was that eventually you will rule.
There you go. All right, you need to collaborate with social media. Nope. Sentence just keeps getting shorter and shorter.
That's okay. Eventually, you'll get to the caveman. What is it? Poetry for Neanderthals, the game where it's all single syllable words.
And look what he says here. Like, incite that word of mouth that can drive. All of that should be replaced with 2.
Got it.
Like, boy, they never want to use 1 word if they can use 7.
I
Whoever
will.
wrote this.
I think there's a tendency amongst educated people to think that more words means better.
I will admit that it took a solid decade for me to unlearn how I'd been taught to write.
Exactly.
It's not easy. But in case you're thinking, oh, I'm a college graduate, like we're all college graduates here. I'm a college graduate and I know how to write. Just, I graduated when I was 22 or 26 or 24, right? And I've got all these years of writing. I just want you to remember one thing. From the time you were in kindergarten until your very last day submitting your master's thesis or defending your doctoral thesis or whatever, every single person along the line was paid to read what you wrote. It was their job.
Mm-hmm.
And in the real world, nobody's paid to read your stuff. And so you owe them something different than you owed people whose job it was to grind through whatever very, 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 very exciting stuff you wrote.
Unless you're a
very
proofreader,
slow.
which if you're a proofreader, then I can tell you that I was paid to read what people wrote.
There you go.
That's different. You're an editor. So.
All right. So clarify your message. I mean, the subheads are fine, right? Reach new audiences, boost your marketing ROI. I mean, they're not awesome, but they're fine. They're solid. Increase brand awareness. Actually, I might go back and attack those because these can actually be improved quite a bit. Clarify your whether it's leveraging user-generated content or utilizing influencers as a dedicated focus group. Influencers, you've repeated influencers too close to each other, will help you clarify your message on social media and beyond. What's being said here? Someone tell me the point of this paragraph.
It's a little mumbo jumbo. It's an obscure sentence about clarifying.
A little bit.
So I think that the general idea. I'm trying to read it because it's so tiny. I mean, the idea is that once you clarify your message, you can people will read what you have. They will be able to give you feedback on what you have. So in other words, I guess it's the idea that anybody, and I've done this before, where
it's taking you longer to summarize it than it is to read the original out loud.
It's hard. Well, so the thing is, have a very distinct message so that you can get great feedback.
I think I'd say let's find your avatar and clarify your messaging.
Let's tar and feather your avatar.
Because that's to me what he's trying. It seems to me what he's trying to say is, hey, I can find your avatar and we can target your messaging so you're talking directly to them.
Okay, so clear message to get your.
This is what's bothering me. I don't understand how this and the text before it belong to each other.
I kind of do, and I kind of don't know how to explain.
I kind of can't see it, so it's really bright here.
Well, we've got influencers will help you clarify your message on social media and beyond. So if you can develop a group of influencers that you can use like a focus group of sorts.
Maybe it's just a clear message will help you get greater reach.
It's like the influencers will help. It literally says influencers will help you clarify your message.
Yeah, like a focus group.
Okay.
Almost.
So create such amazing stuff that you'll be able to attract the influencers who will then help you to amplify your message throughout the metaverse. I don't know. It's a tough paragraph section, whatever you want to call it.
Yeah, this one is a pit.
It's a little ambiguous, for sure.
Hold on, let me think
big
about
on
this.
ambiguity.
The other thing I'm looking at is the next step below. If I had a new book.
No, don't go too far.
I won't go too far, but hold that thought. I'm
Hold up.
curious of your opinion on this.
Back up.
I'm backing up the truck.
I mean, it's basically,
I
if
don't
you
know
have
what it says really, so I don't know like how to.
I would just say if you
I mean,
if you have
ultimately, what I'm doing here, right, in every one of these little pieces,
Yeah.
I'm trying to get to like the kernel of truth,
you're
Yes.
distilling it to its
right, and then
purity.
express that kernel of truth in a way so that someone will pay attention to it. I mean,
Yeah.
that's really my whole job. That's all I do all day,
Yep.
and I cannot figure out the kernel of truth that would matter to anyone in here,
It may
and
not be
why
that
it's phrased
important.
this way.
It may not be that important. That's the thing. That's the most interesting thing. So I can't wait to ask him about this later. I think it's just a question. A clear message will extend your reach, and all the rest of it is kind of I don't know,
Yeah.
fluff.
And finding an influencer as well as
Detail.
your reach.
Well, he's trying to influence influencers, which is interesting. And so, in and of itself, that's a
Right.
pretty gargantuan task.
Right. But you could put those two together.
You say just influence the influencers with your clear message. That'd be something like that. I don't know.
And clarify your message. Leverage your content and clarify your message.
Yeah.
And
For
then I think,
maximum reach, or for to grab as many eyeballs and earballs as you can.
yeah, clarify your message for greater reach.
Yeah, I think that does it, because then the whole thing about focus groups and stuff, that's incidental.
Right. But it's like that. It's like he's saying, I can help you get your influencers to be your permanent focus group kind of thing.
But what if you have no influencers? So
Well, that's the problem. Most people don't have influencers.
because
So
nobody knows what you really do. So
All right,
So
I'm not sure this is what he meant to say.
maybe not.
It is understandable, at least,
yeah,
but
I think it fits in. All right, can I ask my question now?
Yes, sorry, go ahead.
All right.
Am I
So
scrolling up or down?
you just stand right where you are. So
Okay.
if you had a book that was up for sale, would you would your first choice be for them to download a free preview or buy the book? I'm thinking I would want them to buy the book and download a free preview as an aside. Because if they download a preview, they may never come back. So to me, this is opposite the way it should be. If
Well,
I'm understanding what he's
I
trying
like
to
the idea of the free sample, though. You're standing outside your bakery and you're giving little brownie bits to people. The idea is they're going to come in and potentially buy more of that thing or something else.
Yeah, I guess that's how it's set up. Usually, if you go to
Yeah, I'm
Amazon,
okay with this because we don't know what the next step in the workflow is, right? Very
No.
like download the free preview, you have to give him your first name, or at least your email address, right? Which because it's a download, which means that he's going to send you an email, and now you're on his list. And in the email that gives you the link to the first chapter or whatever he's doing there, the email is also going to include like a link to Amazon for buying it anyway. But now he's got you on his list. If you buy it from Amazon, he doesn't know who you are.
if indeed
But you
that's
can also give bonuses too. If you buy from Amazon,
Yeah.
I'm going to give me your receipt. I'll give you this bonus also, which is more incentive.
yes.
Right. So, I mean,
Maybe I would do something like
he's
that.
getting two types of value, right? But he has to choose one or the other. He gets the money from the book. I can tell you nobody makes money on books, right? So,
No.
but he gets the sale, or else he gets you to read part of it. He gets to expose his message and marketing to you. He gets your name on his mailing list, and he has another swing at the bat after he sends you the link in that email to also get you to buy the book anyway. So I would,
Yeah.
if you're asking which one of these should be highlighted, by default, I think he's done an okay job there. We don't know his workflow, so we can't be sure. But
No, I
I
can't.
have to believe anyone with a website this nice looking understands how to like write an email sequence so that he gets you on his list. And
Yeah, I would think so. Correct.
yeah, like we don't
Yeah,
know the
the
next step, but my guess is he's doing it the way he should have done it.
I was thinking of it from the standpoint of usually if you go to buy a book on Amazon, it lets you download a free preview. Anyways.
Yeah.
But the
Well-
preview usually is like 3 or 4 pages. I mean, it's not an entire chapter.
No.
And the other thing is, I think that in terms of list building, if you just send them to buy on Amazon, you've lost the opportunity to capture that lead.
Yeah. So anyway, that's our 30 minutes. So we're out of time. We managed to do the eyebrow. We managed to do the headline. I managed to tighten up a tiny bit his subhead, which is fine. And we left this part. And then this like mess has been slightly improved, I hope.
I think.
Neil, things are more succinct now because I know you're going to watch this.
Yes, we do.
We love you, Neil.
We do. We do indeed. We're big fans.
I don't know you, Neil, but I think, like I said yesterday, if you're someone that Heather is willing to feature in one of her events, then that's good enough for me.
Yep.
There you go. There you go. Well, thank you. This has actually been really good because I think that I love the headline that you created with the bit, the have fun doing it thing, because that's my whole thing is making business fun again. Because if it's not, business isn't fun, you ought to go get a job.
Of course.
Yeah, because it's too much work. Otherwise,
exactly, it's too much work.
Well, there's Neil Schaefer.
Yay, Neil, the Schaefer to have when you're having more than one.
All right, that's it.
Cool.
Okay, we're out of here. Kill that.
Yeah.
Kill that.
Tomorrow we're tooling.
And
tooling our way.
Tomorrow is we have a new name for that, didn't we?
We need something different. I was going to call it Tools for Fools, but that's not going to work too well. So.
No, we changed it as of last week.
Resources.
Did we do it last week? No, it was called I think it's called like How They Do It.
How They Do It. There you go.
Oh, nice.
DIY.
Because for the most part, we're now into features and explaining how to solve actual problems. Like last week was how people put stuff in TikTok videos, which I didn't know.
Yeah.
Right. How they put the text in those videos. So it's how they do it from now on.
We put the text in TikTok for you.
It loses the alliteration of Tools Thursday, but that was an awkward.
Yeah.
We put the tip in TikTok.
I do like.
All right, we're out of here.
Okay,
Thanks,
bye.
everyone.